Welcome to the Multi-Passion Mentor Podcast. This is the place where we talk about everything multi-potentialites deal with day in and day out. The life of, the business of, and different aspects of being multi-passionate.
Thank you for being here.
Let's talk about survival mode. Survival mode is when your autonomic nervous system has become so overwhelmed that it's stuck in the flight, fight, freeze, stress response. Survival mode is another term for continuous unresolved stress, also known as chronic stress. Everyone has experienced stress at some point. However, in survival mode, stress has been prolonged to an extent that the person feels unable to relax. Usually, when something stressful occurs, our stress response gets triggered, but quickly returns to homeostasis. Things like trauma, prolonged grief, or even burnout can cause our brains to opt into booting in this way. It's basically our brain entering survival mode. People who are in survival mode have no separation between themselves and their thoughts and feelings, which means that they react without being able to control themselves. They can experience things like snapping at people, blaming others, or being easily brought to tears. So, here are a few signs that you may be in survival mode. 1. You experience trouble sleeping. You may find yourself feeling exhausted by the end of the day, but once you get into bed, your mind just won't switch off. You may sleep lightly and awaken throughout the night. You may wake in the morning feeling as though you never slept at all. 2. Feeling overwhelmed. There is most likely a feeling that everything is too much. You often feel you cannot take another thing. Your plate is full, and a huge sense of wanting to just give up. 3. You feel anxious about what's coming next. Overthinking while in survival mode is very common. When you're in a state of chronic stress, you tend to constantly worry, and this causes you to rush from one thing to the next without being able to actually enjoy the present moment. 4. You are reactive. People who are in survival mode have no separation between themselves and their thoughts and feelings, as I said, so it means that you would react without being able to control yourself. You may experience snapping at people, blaming others, being very overly emotional, etc. 5. You feel like you're losing your memory. Many people feel they are losing their mind and their memory when they're in survival mode. Competing thoughts make it impossible to focus on one central thing or have the space to retain new information. 6. You struggle to pay attention. Most car accidents happen when the driver isn't paying attention. Their mind may be in two places at once, and people in survival mode have difficulty focusing on the task at hand. And 7. You feel like you just can't stop. These are the signs that you need to find ways to slow down. This is Multi-Passion Mentor. Thank you so much for tuning in, Mavens, and we'll see you back here next time. Be sure to visit us on Instagram at Multi-Passion Mentor. Stay inspired.